Rich, this was a horrible idea to join the watch. We're on this wall freezing our balls off, man. Why'd we do this?
I don't know, man. This is miserable. But I did sneak these headphones in so we can listen to this Pod Bros exclusive.
Oh, I feel warmer already.
What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we're speaking the language of bromance. Shawn, I'm feeling kind of low today. I need you, my friend, my bestest friend. I need you to raise me up. I need you to lift me up.
Oh, I've got the thing just for you, Richard. What? So, you've seen Revenge of the Nerds, right?
I love Revenge of the Nerds.
What's your favorite part of Revenge of the Nerds?
I don't know. The part where the nerd sleeps with the cheerleaders, good, but ooh, then there's the bit with the pies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Eat a pie for charity.
Yeah. And then at the bottom, there's naked chicks on there.
Yeah, you know, when you think about it, that's very inappropriate. Like, people should have went to jail for that.
Yeah, they should have. Don't ruin. See, but you're ruining it for me. It was like, that's how college is. That's amazing.
Like, that was the 80s. It was okay back then,
right? Then there was the panty raid. I like the panty raid.
You just said the key term there, buddy. Panty raid. I got a
yay
panty raid of royal proportions.
I feel like you intentionally punned there.
I did.
Oh.
So we're going to talk about, we like to find things in history that are kind of weird and kind of interesting and play, we play on that. Like we talked about the dude that got struck by lightning 14 times. And we built a whole universe. I can't remember what his name was, but we built a lightning universe.
That poor man. Poor man.
So, but we're going to go over across the pond to England, and we're going to talk about Edward Jones, and they've titled him the Boy Jones, as he was called in the British newspapers.
Was he a boy? Was he small? Was it because he was small or because he was young? Or why?
I think just because he was young at this point.
No. Did he look pretty?
No, he was not a pretty boy.
Oh, God, no.
So let's start this out. So it really just jumps right into the arrest of the Boy Jones, Edward Jones. To kind of set the stage for what he is, I looked up another article on the BBC, and they discussed that he was a very solitary character, but he was not schizophrenic or classed as mad, just odd. And the next thing they say, he was extremely ugly, with a wide mouth and low brow. He never washed, which is why people thought he was a chimney sweeper.
Oh.
So
I'm picturing like Dick Van Dyke.
Poor Boy Jones is, walking down the street in Britain.
They're like, no, he's not crazy. He's just creepy.
Yeah, basically. He's walking down talking to himself, and he's dirty, and somebody's like, hey, I might, clean my chimney, but not a shrimp on the barbie. No,
see, you're mixing. They did that in Australia, not Britain. Australia is where they sent people like Boy George. Are we calling them Boy George? Let's call him Boy Jones.
Yeah, Boy
Jones. I
like
Boy George.
Hello, governor.
I'm gonna call him Boy George.
Hello, hey boy. Hello, boy.
Come a chameleon.
So I mean, you would go mad if you were a kid, completely dirty, walking around. It's like, hey, chimney sweeper.
Yeah, he's like Oliver Twist, but creepy.
Yeah, and you wouldn't listen because you're like, I'm not a chimney sweeper. I've got dreams. I'm a writer. I'm not a chimney sweeper. He's not talking to me. And the guy throws like a rotten cabbage at him. I'm talking to you, chimney sweeper.
Hey, I'm talking to exactly you. Hey, wait a minute.
He is mistaken as a chimney sweeper quite often, so he used this to his advantage, Richard.
Okay.
Apparently with this disguise as a chimney sweeper, which really wasn't a disguise. He just kind of walked in as himself.
It's disguised as a chimney sweeper, a.k.a. he was a dirty, dirty boy.
Basically. Oh, yeah, he was very dirty. I mean, this is like 1838 is when all this took place.
So if they had cars at that time, this would be The guy driving around like an unmarked van.
No, they didn't have cars in 1838.
I'm saying if they did.
No, they didn't. Cars didn't come around until like 1910.
But if they did, then he would have a white unmarked van because
if he did.
Yeah. If they had cars. God damn it. He just basically hasn't had a bath in forever. He's like Oliver Twist, and they're like, "Hey, you, get in here and clean my chimney, because that's what you're good for." And he's like, I mean, I guess. He didn't even have a sweep. Dick Van Dyke, like, walked around with a chimney sweep.
No, yeah, he doesn't have anything. He's just dirty. And apparently, he I don't know, this guy's like, "Oh, you're a chimney sweeper." He's like, "No, I'm not a chimney sweeper."
Yeah. He's like, "Look at me. I don't have a chimney sweep, nor am I singing."
Like, "Whatever, kid, get up there. Clean it out."
I don't even know the words. Chimaroo, chimney, I don't.
This isn't sanitary. I could die. I don't care. This is 1838. You're a kid. But so I don't know what triggered this in his mind, but he used this as a great excuse to break into Buckingham Palace. And I don't know how he figured this out or what, and it's very much buried in the lead, but he got caught by a porter in the Marble Hall, which I guess is a famous hall in Buckingham Palace. And Richard, what do you think he stole while he was in Buckingham Palace?
Okay, so he gets called into Buckingham Palace. They're like, "Hey, you, little street urchin who probably has never seen clean water in his life. How'd you like to come into Buckingham Palace and clean the chimney?" And he'd be like, "Oh, sure, I don't know the words, but I'll fake it. Chimaroo, chimney." And then he goes into Buckingham Palace. I'm going to guess, judging from the conversation that we had earlier, I'm going to guess he stole some bloomers.
He stole Queen Victoria's underwear and stuffed it down his trousers. So he's like, "Oh man, I could totally get into Buckingham Palace. They're gonna think I'm a chimney sweeper. I'll just walk in. Maybe I'll find some food. Maybe a little cash laying on the table.
Ooh, something better.
Maybe I'll figure out what Queen Victoria's secret is."
Oh, look at you. You probably Did you come up with that? Did you come up with that just now?
Yeah, just now.
That's good. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah, so he's walking around, and he's I'll probably overuse this, but he's like, "I wonder what Queen Victoria's secret is." And he finds this drawer and opens it up. It's just all of her sexy 1838 underwear.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say, let's just let's preface this first by saying, in the 1830s, even aristocrats, I mean, they weren't. In terms of, when you compare that to modern hygiene, I'm going to say that they probably weren't the cleanest people.
Yeah, for the most part, I don't believe brushing your teeth was a common thing. Bathing
they're pouring, it's not like they had indoor plumbing. They're pouring stuff out onto the street.
That's probably why he's dirty.
That's why he looks as dirty as he does.
He's always knocking on doors asking for money as they're dumping out their night pots on him.
Yeah. And it's like, "Look at you covered in all that chimney soot."
Knock, knock, knock. "I'm the chimney." "Oh, God, it's in my hair. Oh, it's in my mouth."
Look at you in that chimney soot. He's like, "That's not soot.
It's poo. I got poo on me." But yeah, so he opens up that and he pulls out. He's like, "Oh my gosh, look at all this sexy Queen Victoria's underwear." And he pulls one up. He's like, "Oh my God, I bet this one goes above her kneecap." I'm not sure how well they washed things back then, but
I'm gonna go out on a limb and probably say not very well.
Yeah, and nobody really shaved much back then, so.
Oh God.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of Queen Victoria lady hair.
Oh, oh God. See. Okay, or I don't remember. There was a story we did not too long ago that was like, "This is the worst thing we've ever done." But you know what? I'm going to say that this right here, Shawn, you have picked the worst thing we have ever done. How can we top ourselves? Well, you just did it, sir.
This kid's just ahead of his time. 14, he's like, "Oh, I've never seen ladies' undergarments before." So he finds some. He's like,
Oh.
Long live the Queen! in my pants. Boop.
He probably could have sold them.
I don't know. I don't know if there was really like an eBay for queen underwear back then.
Well, plus, I mean, like, how do you prove it?
No, smell that. It smells like royalty.
Be like, no, those are your sisters. And you'd be like, I don't have a sister. I did, but she died because we're street urchins.
But so he got apprehended. So I mean, this is every teenage kid's like fear. You know, you go over to your buddy's house. You know, you go through their mom's underwear and steal one pair of their mom's underwear, and as you're leaving, the mom catches you. The police catch you.
So does that happen? Is that a regular occurrence? That never happened to me. Is that something that happened?
I thought that happened to every boy.
Because
I mean, you tried them on just to see how it felt because you're curious.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, it was kind of comfortable.
And then you were like, "Ooh, these feel good." And then you found a fetching black number in the closet. You're like, "Oh, I wonder about this thing."
And then you find the matching, fishnets, and you put those on too. And I mean, you already got them stretched out a little bit, so you can't put them back.
And then you're like, "Oh, lipstick. I'm a pretty lady."
And then you look in the mirror, and all of a sudden, Wild Wild Horses starts playing. Doo doo, doo doo.
Goodbye, horses.
That's happened to everybody, right? That's how you become a man, right?
You know, between the two of us, I am the one that has put on women's clothing, and I could say that I never did it as a child.
Or as a joke. But yeah, so he gets caught in the marble hall, and they're like, "Hey, there's no chimneys over there. What were you doing?" You're like, "Nothing." And they go in, and Queen Victoria runs out. It's like, "My secret! They found my secret. There's poo all over. There's poo all over my secrets.
There's dirty soot hands on my dresser." That's not soot, ma'am.
Oh, we gotta burn this whole place down.
Oh.
So he gets caught, and they take him to court. And it turns out that he had frequently mentioned his intentions to enter the palace to employers and other people. So he had planned this.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. He planned this. He was like, "Look," it was probably like a dare. He's probably like sitting out with his friends, and they're sitting there and they're looking at Buckingham Palace, like, "I bet it looks awesome in there." And he's like, "I bet I could get in there." Whatever, Boy Jones. Who's gonna let you in there?
Whatever, BJ.
Yeah. And they're like, and then he's sitting there and he's saying, "Well, how about this? How about I go in there and I'll come out, get this, I'll come out with a pair of Victoria's bloomers." And they're like, "What?"
I like the idea of like these kids sitting around like, "Oh my gosh, if you could break into the Buckingham house, what would you steal?"
"I'd get a bloomers."
And they're like, "All right, everybody on three, say what your thing is." And they go, 1, 2, 3. And two of the guys go, "A sword." And he goes, "Underwear." Wait. Jones, did you say underwear? No.
No, I said sword.
Yeah, I said sword. You said underwear. I said sword.
No, that's what they said. He said sword. So what? It didn't sound like sword. He's like, "Well, I'm from North London and we say things differently. I
gotta clean my chimney."
"Oh, let's play cops and let's play knights. I'll be King Arthur and I'll draw my underwear Excalibur." See, it totally. No, you're just putting the word in. That's not. You're just making shit up.
Wait, and that kind of sounds like a euphemism. You're gonna pull your caliber.
The pen is mightier than the underwear. No, you're just putting underwear in the place of the word sword.
2 underwears with 1 stone. Have you never heard that before? That's a bird, Jones.
I want her panties.
So he goes. He does steal a sword. So after this conversation, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna steal the underwear for me and the sword for the friends." I wonder if that's what got caught. Like, the underwear, he probably could have walked right out with it. Nobody would have known. Because nobody's going to check a 14-year-old's pants. Be like, "Hey, what do you got going down there, buddy?"
That's a good point.
Well,
he's probably because he's got the whole kid thing going.
Yeah.
But like, no, adult. Like, if I take off, because here's the thing. Like, he's like, okay, if I take off down the street and I get caught, what are they gonna do? Jam their hand down my pants? They'll be like, "Constable, constable!"
He's like, those guards, you never see him move or smile, so they're not going to do anything.
They'll smile when they see these.
So I imagine that's why he ended up getting caught, because he's sitting there, he's got all this underwear stuffed in his pants, and he's just dragging his sword along the marble. And the guy that let him in is like, oh, well, there's the soot kid. Stupid kid. I hate that kid so much. Smells like shit. Wait, is that a sword? What fucking kid has a sword?
He's like, I'll just wear him out. It's fine.
But so the crazy thing about this, so he ended up stealing all this stuff and got caught, but he was acquitted by the jury. So he walks in. Must have been because he was ugly. Nobody wanted to look at him.
Probably. So did they actually catch it? So did they caught him? So he stuffs the underwear down his pants. He gets caught. Does he get caught with the underwear? They're like, "Did you steal underwear?" And he's like, "No." And then they're like, "Yeah, you did. We saw you do it." And then he's like, "Prove it." And then they're like, "Give me that underwear." And he's like, "Rape!"
Because he had the sword, so that's like the very conspicuous thing. Because he put the underwear down his pants.
But see, that's clever. There's the distraction. Like, he stuffs the underwear down his pants. He's like, oh, I was just trying to steal this sword. Like, oh, get out of here. Stealing a sword.
And he starts walking out and the panties fall out of his pants. Like, hey, kid, he's got something in his pants. Stop him. He's got jewelry or something in his pants.
They pick him up and shake him.
I don't hear anything jingling. Take his pants off. Wait. Oh my God, he's found Queen Victoria's secret. He's got Victoria's secret. Some dude in the background's like, oh, it's kind of a good name. Write that down.
Also, from what I understand, Queen Victoria was a very, she was a very prim and proper lady. Very, not prim and proper. She was very stern. She, not the type to have sexy undies, is my point.
I think that's kind of how all the queens are, aren't they?
Well, they're all a bit kind of, hello.
I don't think they want the imagery of a queen wearing like a sexy thong all bent over, taking it from the king.
Well, and also they're just not all, they all seem a bit like kind of out there, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you're considered king or queen of a country, but you have really no rights or no ability to do any ruling.
It's also a bad idea when like cousins marry.
Yeah,
this is what you get.
They don't do that anymore, though, right?
I don't think so. Well, I'm kind of, but not really.
Because the prince and whatever her name is, they're not like closely related at all. Because she's kind of like a commoner, isn't she?
Right.
Because she's always got like pictures of her dresses floating up in the air and showing off her sexy bum.
Yeah, the family tree is a bit sparse on branches.
It's just kind of a straight line.
It's
So kind of going back on that a bit, I remember one time I was in college and we were talking about like kings and stuff like that. And I don't remember what the question was, but I said something along the lines of like, oh, well, they married cousins and stuff.
Yeah.
And the teacher looked at me and was like, no, that's incest. That's not what people do. I was like, oh.
That's what they did.
Yeah, I was like, I thought that's what they did. I thought they married cousins to keep the family line
He said that
pure.
they didn't?
That's what he told me. And he's a doctor, Richard, so he must have been correct.
But I thought they did.
I always thought they did, too. I've never really researched it.
I mean, they only, the royals only could marry other royals. And so after a few generations, the gene pool started to get a bit shallow.
The pickings start getting a little thin.
You didn't need to hike up your skirt to wade through it. That's all I'm saying.
It's like, all right, you either got your cousin, or your brother. And you're a dude, so you can't marry your brother. Oh. Wait about 150 years, Dad. I'll show you. Yeah, so Jones shows up to trial, and the judge wearing that fancy long wig that they wear, that white wig.
I love that. Yeah. You know what? I think we need those. We need those back.
They still do it to today, right?
I know they do. I know. Isn't that great? I feel like it adds some class.
Add some class to the justice system.
Yeah. And I think we need, there's nothing wrong with adding a little sophistication to our criminal justice system.
Walk in. Order. It's like, I like your hat, Judge. It's not a hat. It's
also, you ever notice, maybe it's just me, but when it comes to anything, when it, parliamentary, like if you ever watch like a parliamentary government proceeding or a trial or something like that, you ever notice that like everybody just yells at each other?
Yeah.
But there's like an order to it. There's some sort of order or semblance of order to it because things still get done. I mean, laws still get made. But you watch like a parliamentary session and everybody's just screaming and yelling at each other. And like one guy will start like banging a gavel and then he'll yell something. And then somebody like in the back row will be like, well, I think you're a right git. And then rah, 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 rah. It looks like bedlam.
It looks like fun. Like you just get to yell all day.
Kind of, yeah. Like I wouldn't mind being a British, government official.
Well, you'd have to have like your signature insult. Do you have a signature insult you would use?
I don't know. Well, let's see. If I'm British, I'd be like, fuck off, you cunts. So one guy would be like, I think what we need to establish some more hospitals throughout the city to take care of the growing population of disenfranchised children. And then there's me in the back. Fuck off, you cunts! And then rah, 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 rah.
I just think like
Order!
you're all fucking chimney sweepers.
Just take off a shoe and throw it.
So this kid, got caught red-handed with a sword and underwear.
Red-handed and panty pantsed. Panties in the pants.
So you walk up and the judge is like, all right, so this kid broke into the Buckingham Palace, which probably should be punishable by death, but we abolished that years ago because we're trying to be more civil.
Yeah. Plus, you're a kid.
You're kind of ugly, too, so I feel bad for you. Like, all right.
No one wants to kill an ugly kid. It's just insult to injury.
Well, and as he's like, as he's reading through these things, like, oh, well, it's a kid, it's a boy. Went in to steal a sword, thought he was freaking King Arthur. Wasn't even a nice sword, so we won't be too bad on him. So, but then the lawyer's like, well, that's not all he stole. It's like, what else did he steal?
Well,
yeah. I saw something here. I thought it was a misprint. It says Queen Victoria's underwear. Like, I giggled when I read this because I thought there's no way anybody's getting into those panties.
Oh, Lionel's playing a prank. Good one, Lionel. Underwear. Oh.
Get me on record saying Queen Victoria's underwear was stolen. You jester, you.
You're all right, git. He's like, no, that really happened. I'm like, well, where'd he hide him? In his pants. Well, how'd you get him? We shook him. We just shook him and they fell out.
They fell out slowly. They got caught on something. We didn't want to pull too hard. We were scared. But yeah, so, he was caught stealing this stuff, but apparently since he was a kid, he was young, the jury's like, listen, we're going to let you go, smack you on the hand,
Oh, they let him go?
Yeah, let him go. Didn't arrest him.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, I mean,
and then he tried it again.
So 2 years later.
Oh my God, he did?
On November 30th. It was 9 days after the birth of Queen Victoria's first child, Princess Victoria.
Oh.
He didn't just he knew he wasn't going to be able to walk in there and be like, I'm a chimney sweeper.
Yeah, he's like, okay, so I've already burned through that disguise. Now he's going to put on a mustache. Be like, oh, I'm a groundskeeper.
Kind of. So
really?
He decides in the dead of night he's going to scale the wall of Buckingham Palace. And he got about halfway up Constitution Hill. And he entered the palace, and he left undetected.
Oh.
So he broke in.
So he's gotten better.
Yeah, he broke in. He's like, well, Queen Victoria's busy. She's bedridden because she just gave birth. I'm going to go steal the rest of her panties.
Yeah, so he met some kids in the streets. He met some other orphans, and they're like, oh, I just got out of the pen. And they're like, what'd you do? It's like, stole Queen Victoria's underwear. Well, you got caught? Yeah, I'm not very good at it. Like, here's a, so then they teach him. There's a big training montage where he's, opening, where there's like panties in drawers, and it's like a line of them down alleyway, and he's like running back and forth and pulling panties out of drawers. He's like training for this.
Trying to climb over a wall. It's like a Mentos commercial.
Well, I was thinking like a Rocky montage.
They put panties on a chicken. He's got to catch the chicken with the panties on it.
and get him off before the chicken pecks him to death.
But yeah, so he got in once undetected, and that's what happens with. So I mean, like a couple days later, decides to break back in. But that's the thing with crime, you get away with it once, you just want to keep doing it, right?
It's never enough. It's the thrill of stealing underwear.
So December 1st, around Christmas time, he's like, I'm gonna get myself a Christmas present. I'm gonna get me some more Queen Victoria's panties.
That's crazy. He's probably cold. That's probably what it is. He's like, I remember when those panties were in my pants. Oh my God, I was so warm. It was like a big, comfy blanket.
That's creepy to think about. He broke in there and got away with it. Nobody knew about it. Like, I mean, could you imagine somebody breaking into your house and being there when you are home and not knowing it?
Imagine someone breaking into your house and then leaving and you knew nothing about it. And then the only thing that they took was your underpants.
Oh, what if they're your favorite underwear too?
Do you have a favorite?
All of them.
All of them are your favorite?
I wear them all at once. I
put them in layers.
I only have one pair of underwear, Richard.
I have two that I only wear for special formal occasions.
So like when you like sexy time formal occasions or
no, like weddings and funerals.
Oh, okay. So it's when you put on pants.
Other than that, I'm out there, Jerry, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, because you're not a big underwear wearer, are you?
No.
Why is that? Why don't you wear underwear?
Because I feel like it constricts my boys.
Well, I mean, you wear like boxers or something. You get plenty of breathing room.
Even then, because then like you get hot and they ride up your legs and it's just so uncomfortable.
Put them down. I just imagine that denim rubbing up against your junk probably can't feel too good. You catch that zipper wrong.
Well, you got to be careful. I mean, I think you got to be careful.
It's a dangerous game not to wear underwear.
Well, I'm just saying, I think regardless of whether you're wearing underwear or not, I think you should always be careful with handling your equipment. I mean, there like you said, there could be a chance for serious injury. And by serious injury, I mean you get your dick caught in a zipper. Nobody wants that. Did you ever see There's Something About Mary?
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Nobody wants that.
Is it the pork or the beans? I think it's a little bit of both.
Oh, God. That's terrible. That's like a horror story.
Yeah.
That's an urban legend that fathers tell their sons. They're like, always make sure when you're zipping up, always make sure to know where your tackle and rod are, because otherwise this could happen to you. No!
Remember, you need to look both ways, not just when crossing the street. But yeah, so he's got this urge. So he's broke in undetected. Oh, while I was leading up to that, I guess there's this like serial. This is happening right now, like a serial housebreaker inner. I don't know what you'd really call it, but they have this couple has like in-home security footage of them falling asleep on the couch and this dude standing at the top of their steps just watching them. Like he broke in, he took a few things and just like stood there for like a good 3 or 4 minutes and just watched as they slept. Yeah, and then I guess they started to stir, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to walk out, and leaves. Like, how creepy is that?
Right? Does he, like, slam the door before he leaves? Because I think that would just make it all the worse.
No, I always shut it real quietly, not to disturb him.
You're a sweet man.
I mean, it's their house, for God's sakes, I'm a guest.
Right? You know what? You care, and that's what counts. So, okay. So he breaks in once. So this is 2 years later. He's had his training montage. Like, he's ready to go. And he's like, okay, I'm a man on a mission. And so he breaks into the palace again 2 years later. And this time he takes exactly the same thing. He takes a pair of underwear and then leaves.
Well, this time I think he gets a little bit more risky because he's like, you know what? I've heard stories that Queen Victoria is a little bit of a prude. But I'm going to prove, not even prove,
I've heard that too.
I just want to see with my own eyes. Like, she's had a long day of queening. She's going to come back in here.
Queening. I mean, she's been queening all day.
Yeah.
Like, it just wears a person out, all that queening. All that waving and sitting in a chair. And sometimes you got to stand. And then you got to put that sword on people's shoulders.
Sometimes you got to say off with their head. I mean, that's got to be taxing.
So much. You got to pose for when they paint your face on playing cards.
So he's like, I know whenever I've had a long day, I come home, I take care of a little business, right? He's like, I bet the queen does the same thing. I bet she queens all over herself.
Oh, uh-huh.
And he's wanting to catch this.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let's just call this what it is here. So what you're saying is that his plan. So he's broke. So, okay, so he's a kid. He gets panties caught. He grabs them. He gets caught. He gets sent away. He sneaks in once later. He sneaks in once, and that time, does he take anything or?
It doesn't say, but I would assume he would have had to steal more panties. I mean, why would you break in and not take anything?
Exactly. Unless he's just testing the water. Like, he's like, oh, let's see how far I can get.
He just goes in and takes a shit in her bathroom.
Yeah,
that's what he does. He gets her chamber pot, takes a dump in it, and puts it back under the bed.
Dump that out your window, you prude bitch.
Housekeeper's walking. It's like, oh, God.
Okay, so he does that, then leaves. So now he's going back in for now the third time, and his plan, just so we're all clear here, so we're all on the same page together. This is not a page we want to be on, but so we're all there together. His plan is to catch Queen Victoria in the act.
I mean, that's what I'm assuming. It doesn't say specifically because, it's not going to state that. But shortly after midnight, I guess a nurse walked into the Queen's dressing room. So he was trying to catch the Queen doing something. He was trying to get a view of, what the Queen had going on.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe the nurse walked in, he freaked out, but she caught him under the sofa. So nurse walks in, he's like, oh God, I gotta hide. Hides under the sofa. Or he maybe just sits on the sofa and tries to pretend to be small. Because he wasn't very bright.
I'm a pillow. He lays down on the floor and pretends to be a rug. Like a bear rug.
It's like, what are you doing here? It's like, I'm a bear rug.
He opens his mouth really wide, just
But you're a man. You're not a rug. It's like, oh, I'm the chimney sweeper. I thought you were a bear rug. Well, I'm both.
Whichever gets me out of this. Yeah. I don't.
Are those women's panties on your head?
No, this is my bear rug hat. This is my chimney sweep bandana. I always wear this when I'm sweeping chimneys in the dark. In the middle of the night.
It's for safety, Nurse Joseph. Don't you know anything? Do you know any chimney sweepers, Nurse? She's like, yeah, actually my dad and my brothers and
yeah. All of my brothers. It was the family business.
My husband died chimney sweeping. Thanks for bringing that up. I was going to let you go cuz this is embarrassing. Like, I walk in, you're pretending to be a pillow then a rug and now you got women's panties on your head. I don't even know where you got those. He's like, they're the Queens. They're the Queens? You have the Queen's panties on your head? Oh my gosh. I was going to let you go because that's embarrassing. Like, if I was your family, I'd disown you. I wouldn't even look at you.
He's like, oh, I don't have a family. They're all dead. Oh, don't try the sympathy card with me, good sir. Did I tell you that all my chimney sweep friends and family were dead? Died in a horrible chimney sweep accident. What's a chimney sweep accident? They got stuck. That's what happened. They got stuck. They died. They died in that chimney. You know how you get a chimney sweep unstuck out of a chimney? You burn him out. You burn him out of the chimney. The most horrible, ungodly thing you've ever seen in your life. And that was my father. And how dare you disgrace the noble profession of chimney sweeping? You right son of a bitch.
Rich people, I tell you, it's like, we can push them out. We can push them up, pull them down. They're like, no, we're kind of cold. We want to fire. It's like, but they're still alive. It's like, they won't be for long.
Yeah,
clap,
give
clap,
it
clap,
time.
Clap, clap. Oh, it's good to be rich.
If he wants, clap. If he wants out, he'll find a way now. Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, so the wet nurse not the wet nurse. So the nurse catches him.
Yeah, so he gets caught, gets arrested. Again, this time, his father comes to his aid.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the court probably isn't as merciful.
Yeah, the same judge is like, "Oh, Queen's underwear again, Steve? Really? Almost got me 2 years ago. You did that trick about a year ago, and I fell for
Fool
it."
me once, boy Jones.
Oh, Edward Jones, you're back, huh?
Where's it this time? Oh my God, the same thing.
Again? Like, didn't you just keep the last pair?
They're not that great. I've seen them. And I mean, I've seen them.
But yeah, so I guess while he's there, his father comes in and is like, "Listen, my son is crazy. Like, he's insane. You got to send him somewhere. You need, like, who wears women's underwear?"
Yeah,
Like,
they're like, no, we've established this. He's not crazy. He just needs a bath.
he's just creepy. That's all there is. There's insane, legally insane, and then there's creepy. And your son, sir, is just creepy. I'm blaming the parents. You guys did something wrong.
Yeah, what'd you do? This is what happens when you don't love them enough. They're breaking into palaces and stealing panties from royal family members. Control your child.
Jones Boy's like, "Yeah, Dad, it's all your fault. I will beat the shit out of you right here in court."
I swear to God.
And it's 1838. I can do that.
Beat you with your mother's bloomers. This is how it started. This is where the obsession began.
It's crazy. So this guy, this is really crazy though. So he gets arrested. The plea for insanity didn't work. Judge is like, "No, he's just creepy. We're gonna send him to jail."
No, you're just dirty.
So you think today you break into even just a celebrity's house and try to steal their panties. How many years in jail do you think you're gonna get?
Oh my God, I'm sure that it would be horrendous. The punishment for, okay, let's say a random celebrity, Salma Hayek. Like, you break into Salma Hayek's house and you try to steal a pair of her underwear. Like, I'm assuming here's the thing, is not only are you going to get caught, if you get caught, not only are you going to be arrested and then tried and then convicted and then have to go to prison, but aside from all that, you're going to be plastered all over media as the Salma Hayek Pantie Raider. And they're going to be like, "Oh, and he got caught, and this is his picture." And there you are, forever in time known as the Salma Hayek Pantie Raider.
Well, I wonder, that probably doesn't go very well for your cred in jail. It's like, "What'd you do?" I stole women's panties."
Yeah, what about you? I stabbed a man in the face. For what? Try to take my Mars bar? What about you? Same thing.
He tried to steal an M&M. Yeah, I'm hard.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, "I'm hard too." Oh God.
Oh no.
Want to be my bunkmate? Do I have to? No.
You don't have much of a choice.
But yeah, so he only got, Richard, in the House of Corrections, he only got 3 months.
3 months?
He broke into the Queen's Palace, in her room, stole panties for like the second time, and only got 3 months.
For the second time, yeah. Oh my God. See, okay, I would say that, okay, hypothetically, you break into Salma Hayek's house and steal her panties. Like, I do think you're going to get prison time, but I don't think it's going to be a severe amount.
I bet 5 years, and maybe you get out in 2 or 3 with good behavior.
I'd say like a year, maybe 18 months tops, because it's not it's not a violent thing. I mean, it's almost like, it's breaking and entering. I'm just saying, in terms of the actual crime, there's not really much that you're going to get convicted for. But it's the court of public opinion is where you are just fucked for the rest of your life.
Especially in this day in social media, you'll never break that underwear stealer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, your mugshot is going to be everywhere underneath the headline, "Man steals Salma Hayek's man attempts Salma Hayek panty raid." That's what it would be. And right there underneath that headline is your mugshot. And people are going to find that forever. You go to interview for a job. "Well, Mr. Johnson, I think I'd be a real asset to this company." "Yeah, that's great. So, Panty Raider, listen, I don't think you're cut out for this position. It's McDonald's." Yeah,
A lot of people wear underwear here, Mr. Jones.
we have a certain standard. Yeah. And I just don't think that you're up to that standard.
Have you tried chimney
Oh.
sweeping?
That's what got me in this in the first place.
And what I love too about this situation, so the media like got a hold of it, like you said, and they were so like scared for the queen because she had just given childbirth. They're like, this could affect the queen. This could kill the queen.
Oh my god! So nobody reported it?
No, they reported it, but
They're like, oh no, we're still gonna print this, but
oh yeah, God yes, we have these new things called like cameras that can take pictures. I think we need one right here. We need to document this.
we've got this new thing called a mug shot because you have an ugly mug.
But yeah, so they were just scared that I guess that this would overwhelm the queen so much that because she just
Okay.
gave childbirth and she had this dude breaking into her home again.
Well, also she's very like reserved and prudish, so they're probably like, oh, we'll print this. Man steals Victoria's panties, and then like she has a heart attack because she's just so embarrassed. She literally dies of embarrassment. That's what they're afraid of.
And maybe they were scared, like maybe she did have a secret in that box. Maybe she opened it up,
Yeah.
there's like this big glass looking thing.
Or maybe we print a story about the queen's underwear, and then she has us all killed.
So he went to jail for 3 months and he gets out. And I guess a lot of people are trying to tell him to go to the Navy. They're like, listen, just get on a boat,
Yeah,
go
and
out,
go,
and
just
go
yeah.
away.
Just get on a boat and go away. And best part of the scenario, no women on boats. Huh? So that's what they're thinking. They're like, we'll put him on a boat with a bunch of guys, and then he won't be. There's no temptation in the ocean.
You can't get to the palace from the ocean. We'll be safe.
Yeah. So then he comes to the new world and starts stealing panties from the pilgrim.
But so he's like, no, I'm not. I don't want to join the Navy.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure?
So he gets a royal apartment right across from Buckingham Palace.
Oh my god.
This time though, they had a little bit better guards going on, and they had this guy's mugshot. And so like every day he's walking by the palace. Nope, not breaking in today, guys. I'm just
Yep.
on my way to work.
Hey, look at that guy. He's at her. Wait a minute.
But he did try to break in another time.
Oh my god.
But this time they catch him before he gets in because they had reinforced guards. And after this event, they're like, okay.
Because they knew. They're like, this guy's got, we need double guard duty. Protect the bloomers.
Yeah, I think that's why they have the guards on duty 24/7 now. Because after this event,
They have a Pinkerton guard like right next to the dresser.
But after this event, they added 3 more permanent additional guards to watch over the palace.
And one right next to the closet.
So this underwear bandit, basically, no, it's actually kind of cool. This underwear bandit created 3 more jobs.
Okay.
Let's see. So
I guess that's the glass is half full portion
yeah,
of this story.
but he after his second release, I don't know if I don't know what they were doing this, but I guess they wanted, because he's kind of a celebrity at this point.
So he tried to break in for a now 4th time and gets caught. So far he's 1 for 4.
Yeah,
Because the first time he got caught, he was a kid. Second time he didn't get caught. The third time he got caught he got caught under the sofa. And now on his 4th attempt, he has also gotten caught.
yeah, and they did 3 months of hard labor to teach him a lesson. It's like, you will wash the queen's panties for 3 straight months.
Perfect.
He's like, I hate this job so much. They close the door. He's all by himself. He's like, oh, I'm so happy. I'm going to drink this bath water. Gulp, gulp,
This
gulp,
is
gulp.
the best job ever.
But so after he gets released, I guess the music hall offered him a job
Okay.
because they're like, hey, you're kind of a celebrity. Everybody wants this. It's kind of like you're a freak show. You're ugly.
Oh, okay.
And everybody wants to see the panty bandit.
yeah, so he's like the Steve-O of Victorian England.
Yeah, kind of. It was four.
Yeah.
It was $4 £4 a week, which is like 328 pounds today. I think like a pound isn't like $1.50 American or something like that.
Okay.
It's like $600 a week.
So now I wonder do girls, like, he gets up on stage and he's like, "Hello, girls," and then the girls just throw panties on the stage at him.
He's like, oh,
And then he's like, "This is amazing." He just rolls around on it for 15 minutes. "This is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
But Richard, so he's got a job potentially that would make him some good money.
I love my life."
He got caught loitering around Buckingham Palace.
Oh, good Lord.
This dude has a problem.
Yeah.
And at this point, he's
And
like,
at this point, nobody's like, like, this is the now 5th time he's got this obsession, like, with Queen Victoria's panties.
yeah. So yeah, he gets caught. Like, they're like, listen, dude, we know what you're trying to do. Like, all right, if you cannot live in this country and not be tempted to break into this palace, you're joining the Navy. So they send him off to the Navy. So
Okay, so now they just forced him. They're like, "Look, okay, so we tried 3 months of prison, and that didn't work. We tried 3 months of hard labor, and that didn't work. You had a good job. Everybody's giving you their underwear. You're rolling around on stage in it, but apparently that's not enough for you. So now we're putting you on a boat with a bunch of guys."
yeah, we gave you the option to go on your own last time. Now you have to go.
Yeah.
So
I swear to God, if you tell me he tries to steal the captain's underwear,
greatest story ever. Well, it could happen.
that
We'll
is the
see.
cherry on this panty rating Sunday.
So he basically spends time on 3 different ships, and you'd think this is the end of the story, right? He's just gonna end his time on the ship and be done with it.
Yeah, they put him on a boat, and the boat sails off into the sunset, and that's the end of the story.
Oh, not so much. So
Oh, wow.
ship's dock, right, Richard?
Ship's what?
Ship's dock.
Okay.
So I guess one of his ships docked at Portsmouth Harbor, and I'm not
Okay.
sure how long it takes. It says it's 2 hours and 8 minutes to get from Portsmouth Harbor to London.
Oh,
So
my God.
Boy Jones, as they're docked, is like, I'm gonna go for a walk, guys. I'll be back in a little bit.
Oh, no.
Walks all the way to London. He got caught before he reached the palace, though. They're like, no, Jones
They
boy.
still have the picture up.
Turn around and get back on your damn boat. He's like,
Hey, you know who that guy looks like? That guy looks like the guy that used to steal the "Wait a minute, get back here!"
never catch me.
Got him in his hand running down the street.
This dude's like, I mean, he's got some issues. So they turn him around, get him back on his boat. And that's the last time he had anything to do with Buckingham Palace. But, like you mentioned, the captain's underwear situation, the last time he was mentioned in a newspaper was when he was rescued after going overboard. So maybe
he was
did.
trying to swim back to London.
Probably. I gotta get those panties.
They will be mine. Oh, yes, they will be mine. Her bloomers are my white whale.
So, I mean, this guy's like, basically kicked out of the Navy now. He can't live in England anymore. So where should he end up? Where would he go if he is a British citizen and is basically no longer allowed in Great Britain?
Well, I mean, I guess the only other place to go would be, I'm guessing he wants to stay on the island, so maybe Scotland?
No, he makes his way to the criminal island of Australia. Oi, mate!
Oh.
We got all kinds of panties here.
Yeah. So they put him on a boat in the Navy, and they're like, "Oh, where are we going, guys?"
Yeah.
Let me guess. Are we making a stop by Buckingham Palace on the way? He's like, "Yeah, it's we're gonna sit on this boat for a minute, and then we'll drop you off at Buckingham Palace." Okay, great. 6 months later, they're like, "Well, here it is."
This isn't Buckingham Palace.
Hey, wait a minute. This isn't. Wait, come. Oh.
Oh, look, an animal and a plant. I wonder what that's. Oh, God, it's trying to eat me. I deserve this.
I don't know how to play a didgeridoo.
But he went on to become a town crier, which I don't know if that's like me as a town crier, where they're just like, hey, there's Shawn crying again. So he moves to Australia and basically becomes the town crier.
So they put him. So he's in town. So now they hand him stuff, and he's gonna run through the streets and yell it. That's his job.
All he really yells all day is like, I miss the Queens Panties.
I love panties, especially the Queens.
Have you ever had a panty on your head? Have you ever had a panty on your head? They feel really nice when they're on the ice. Have you ever had a panty on your head?
That's not. All we wanted you to do was announce the town hall. Oh God.
I can't even do
Jones.
So, I mean, as you would guess, Edward Jones, the Jones boy, has kind of a stigma. Like, you go into a bar and they're like, hey, what can I get you to drink? Like, I'll take a whatever. It's like, oh, well, what's your name?
There's the dirty panty thief.
So, trying to get rid of this unwanted notoriety, he changed his name to Thomas Jones. He's like, I'm Tommy Jones. Like, no, you're the panty stealing Jones. That's all you'll ever be. But I guess all this terribleness ended up causing his death. So one night, he gets super drunk and falls off a bridge.
Oh, it's kind of a sad ending.
Yeah. Well, it's probably he's so drunk and he gets on the bridge. He's like, oh, is that the queen? Is that the queen out there? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
I had one shining moment in my life, and it was when I was 14, and I've spent my whole life trying to get that moment back, but it never came. Goodbye, cruel world. Tum tum sploosh. Oh, lovely.
He dies. They do kind of a post-mortem on him. He had a 2-inch long wound over his parietal bone, and that the cause of his death was concussion of the brain.
Is that like his tailbone?
That is, I think it'd probably be, it's like the cranium kind of bone, top of your skull.
Oh, okay. So he fell and hit his head.
Yeah, the fall sounds like it was equivalent to like a gunshot wound. That's kind of what caused his death. Oh, this poor guy too is so he. Oh man, so this is getting really dark, but I apologize. But I guess his death wasn't instant.
Oh God. This is starting to get more horrible.
Yeah, and they said when he died, he had a handful of thistles. So he basically kind of fell and was seizing and kind of died pretty slowly.
So he was trying to pick flowers?
Yeah, maybe. For the queen! For the queen!
I've picked you flowers all the way from Australia. Can I have a pair of your underwear? Just
That's what should have happened.
Just for a second. I just want to give me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It's all. Where are you going?
That's the least they could have done when they buried him, gave him a pair of the Queen's panties. But, I mean, even in death, he is now in a unmarked grave, and they don't even know where it's at. Like, they didn't record where they buried him.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah. He does have a plaque, but the plaque incorrectly states that he broke into the Windsor Castle, not the Buckingham Palace. So they couldn't even get that right for him.
They erect a statue, like, over by the back door. Or there's a statue of him in the closet.
It's him with his fist up in the air holding a pair of panties. That's where the queens now hang their panties to dry.
Yeah. and Boyd Jones was ever immortalized. What he couldn't get in life, he had multitudes of in death.
But yeah, I mean, it stated, there's a good quote here. It says, he was very annoyed about always being known for being the Queen's stalker and felt persecuted by the jokes, even in Australia.
But that's all he did.
Yeah, I heard you stole the Queen's panties.
Yeah, that was me. I wish people would stop talking about it. I have dreams, I have hopes.
I wanted to be an actor. Would you act with those panties around your, your bits and bobs? Yeah. That's how I got caught. If I would have just left, but I decided to do it right there in the palace. It was kind of scary and exotic. All right. Well, Richard, do you have any Richard's closing thoughts on this panty rating edition of the Language of Bromance?
Well, I guess to wrap this all up, I would say that you never know what it is you're going to be famous for. So just make sure that whatever it is, it's something that you're okay with. If you're going to be known for something, try to make sure it's something positive, because you could always be the guy that tried to steal Queen Victoria's panties, and nobody wants that. This guy didn't even want it, but he got it. He got it in spades.
All right, well, I'll do a little bit of housekeeping and then make sure I count all my panties and make sure they're still here. Visit our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver at languageofbromance.com. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe and leave a review on Google Play Music, iTunes, and Stitcher.
And don't forget to check us out on the Pod Bros Network.
The Panty Dropping Podcast Network site out there.
Yeah, I like it. That's our new logo. Or that should be the new catchphrase.
Yeah, I like it. I'll see if John will accept it. He's like, no, we're a family network. Actually, I had to talk to you about something. You guys have to go.
What? We're dropping panties.
Aw.
Because we make them bitches crazy.
And if you want to join the LOB Army and maybe get like the LOB Army logo on your panties, go to our Patreon accounts, www.patreon.com/languageofbromance.
And do it, because we don't wear panties. I mean, unless that's your thing. In that case, we're totally cool with it.
All right. Well, anything else before I close her out?
No.
All right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver. What do you think Victoria's Secret really is? Do you know?